Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Love
Love
and
and
Everything
everything in
in
between
Between
podcast.
podcast. Today we have a topic that we have quite a bit of personal experience in.
From your
Yeah, and we'll jump into that.
today we'll be talking about boundaries
Yes,
in marriage. Boundaries involving friends, boundaries involving what
family.
family, and then also what do you keep secret?
Yeah, so boundaries, information boundaries
Yes,
as well.
information about your friends, like do you share it
Mm,
in
I think you should start today.
No, we first start with boundaries
Start
with
the
friends. Boundaries with friends. So I think when there's this when they say two's a party, three is a crowd.
Mhm.
I used to want to follow that to the book,
Mhm.
but I think I've come to realize that over time I know how to draw the line with when it comes to boundaries with friends.
Explain what you're saying. You said Tuesday.
So they say do not involve a third party in your union.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I'm pretty much trying to say.
Okay.
Do not involve a third party in your union. You never tell your friend what is going on because they would judge your spouse based on the information that you are giving them, because knowing fully well that they're only hearing one side
Okay.
of the story. But I it's a good advice. But from my experience, I feel like I don't want to be an island.
Okay.
Not like I feel like an island in my marriage, but sometimes there's just that thing that you want to talk to someone about just to hear their perspective.
Okay.
So I have friends very
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 few and
very few and very very
Okay.
close knit where I am not judged. I am free to say how I feel, and they hear me, and then they can actually tell me genuine feedback,
Okay.
which I take. So basically, it's a space where everyone can be themselves and not have any, how do I say it?
I guess it's a judgment-free zone.
The judgment-free zone, you
Okay,
understand? So that is for me personally.
Mm.
And because I also know when to take advice and be like, okay, what you're saying to me makes sense, but you might not get the full picture from where I'm coming from. So I can filter whatever it is that they tell me.
So the problem with that is, and why I don't think it's usually a great idea, is because most people don't know how to filter. One, two. When you tell your friends things about your situation, or your spouse, your friends will give you advice based on their own experience or their own perspective on how these things work, right? They're not necessarily qualified to be able to tell you. I mean, it's okay to say, okay, I have friends when I need to vent. I can go to them and then we vent, and everybody knows that it's just venting. We say the things we need to say and then we move on. The problem is when you go to vent to friends and then the friends are giving you advice and then you're taking that advice and then you're bringing it into your marriage, because like you said already.
So I said I can filter.
Yeah, but you're speaking for yourself.
That's it. I kept saying for me.
So what you can filter is what you're telling them. No, so what you can filter is the advice they're
giving me, yes.
But there might be a headspace you might be in where you won't be able to filter. So is it that you're saying that you can tell your friends anything, everything about yourself or about your relationship, and they'll just understand completely?
Nobody can understand you fully. So obviously,
how much exactly is it that you can actually tell your friends? Because what are the boundaries where you will say, okay, this I absolutely cannot tell you, or is it that you can tell them anything?
So I can tell them maybe 70%, because there are some things that are obviously between husband and wife that I'll be like, no, I just feel like if I say this out now, that this can be used, or they might not mean it in a negative way or in a bad way, but just because if you know if they're friends that you can tell what's
what their response is.
Not just response, where you know that okay, there might be a ripple effect or a repercussion based on the information that you give them that they have. Yes. So I kind of have a boundary to where okay, this I will not tell because I'm also protecting my spouse. Do you understand? So maybe because of maturity, age, and all of that, and then maybe past experiences that I might have, I've learned how to like, okay, I know where to draw the I kind of know where to draw the line, and I put that boundary in place. But everybody knows that okay, giving you this information is because I need a safe space and environment. So they honor that, and it's also reciprocated, as in like.
But they still will give you feedback.
Yes, they will give me feedback because coming to you is also I need feedback. There might be something I'm not seeing.
Okay.
Now, so coming to me being a safe space for my friends, I'm very, very loyal to friends that I hold extremely dear to me. So now when they come to me with marital issues or relationship issues, now it depends on what they are coming to me with. So sometimes as they're saying the conversation or giving me the issues, saying, okay, I want your feedback, they might say specifically, I do not want Robert to hear about this. Now, if whatever it is they are asking me, I don't have a guy's perspective to it because at the end of the day, I'm a woman. In as much as I say I might be logical or I try to be objective, I will never get it from a man's perspective. And I need... What?
Nothing.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Say it.
I said, whoever said you are logical or objective. Well, let's go.
So if I know that the advice or feedback they want has to come from looking at it from the guy's angle, I would come to him. If they said don't tell him, it's not that it happens on time. But if they say don't tell him, I would give it to him as a scenario and not tell him who is involved because I want to know, because I genuinely respect his views and I would want to know what he thinks about the situation. So I wouldn't give names. I would just say, that's how I this gist to something.
Oh, so that's what you've been doing.
So yes.
Good to know now.
So I respect everybody's boundaries, and when they say don't tell your husband, I really, really try to keep it. So trust me, your secrets are safe with me.
Interesting. For me, it just largely depends on what exactly it is.
It is.
So I mean, if someone comes to me with you know what, I just need to rant, or I did this, what do you think? I think that's fair. But there are certain things that if you tell me, I would rather not give you an opinion on.
Not give the person an opinion?
Yes, I would honestly rather not give the person an opinion because I may not be qualified to give the person
the right advice.
I mean, someone comes to me and says, "Oh my God, I just think I'm attracted to little children." I'm like, yo, what am I supposed to say? Yeah, dude, go along with it.
You need help.
That's my point. So I'm not going to come and say, just try and fight it. These things are no. We are going to therapy. This I'll drag you there. That kind of thing. But there are also there are also some things that I feel like people just, especially when it has to do with altercations. Like, so somebody's fighting with their wife or somebody's fighting with their husband.
Yeah.
And then they come to me and then they tell me, oh,
this is what happened.
This is what happened. See this, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to start telling you, oh my God, you're right. It's so, because...
But that's not what the person is coming to you for.
That's the thing. Most times people come for validation. So they come to you to tell you something.
So I think that's where I have the advantage because I'm not coming for validation.
That's you.
And now I'm saying, I said that's where I have the advantage.
Most people are coming for validation because they feel like, okay, I did something.
Okay.
And I need backup. Do you get? I need someone to back me up and say what I did
is right.
Fine. Do you understand? Okay. In that kind of scenario, right? Because I know you. You get, I will tell you.
I talk about me as in...
No, I mean the person.
Okay.
I will tell the person, okay, this is what I think about you. Okay. Because if you deep like that, you understand, you might need to
talk to someone.
And then I tend to always want to play the devil's advocate.
Yes.
Because I like to be balanced. So
let love reign.
No, I want peace, man. I just want peace. And I just believe that when someone is upset or someone's angry, they're going to, the embellishment will be there. Whether you it's intentional or
Or
not.
not, yeah, because you will say it because you'll be
I
speaking
never
volumes.
do anything to this person, but this person is always, oh, it's going to happen. Do you get what I mean? So I would rather err on the side of caution and tell you. But I mean, if you come to me and tell me, yo, I just want to,
Rant.
right now I'm just upset and rant. Yes. Oh, I agree with you. We'll drink. Oh yeah, this person. Let me finish and write your hands. So guy, see, you know they say that thing. Last.
So would you tell me?
Would I tell you? It honestly depends on what it is.
Okay.
It depends on what it is. I won't reveal someone's sensitive information to you because I mean the person trusted me enough to bring that information to me. But if it's just general this thing, sorry, I'll tell you. Because if it's just general gist that I just gisting and the person is telling me, oh, see what's happening, I'm like, and you didn't tell me, don't tell me. You understand? And then it's not something that is going to be detrimental. It's not like she can use it against you tomorrow.
Okay.
Why now?
When it comes to intimacy, is it intimacy and honesty, or
Well, as in our own individual?
Yeah, individual. Yeah, as in regarding to both of us. Yeah.
Okay.
So I know I can tell you anything. So, but I just have to gauge if it's something that I can say immediately, or if it's something I have to wait to probably figure it out in my head how to tell you. Because I remember there was a time there was something that had been burning in my mind. Like I was like, I don't know how you would take it if I tell you, because these were the thoughts that were in my head. And then I know years later down the line, I just mentioned, I was like, oh, that there's something I want to actually even run by you, but please don't be angry. But you know that time that I put one money here and the money went here, did you think you would pay me back the money? You know, but I was able to say, because we've been able to create like a very safe space where I feel like I can say anything and not get that feedback, or not be afraid to say it. So most times, whatever it is I can't tell you immediately, I would definitely tell you later down the line when I'm probably more courageous to say it if I think it's heavy enough, you know. And then so I don't think there's any line per se between the both of us. Yeah,
boundaries.
I might be wrong. I don't know.
No, I mean, I literally, I will tell you anything. If it's as a day out, just the only time I probably won't tell you something is if you specifically tell me you don't want to know, or I specifically know you won't be able to handle it
okay.
at that point in time. But I mean, looking back over the years, I remember that we had one of the issues we had when we had the issue.
There are many issues.
No, the issue.
Okay,
the issue.
Since I don't know the issue that you're talking.
No, you know, it wasn't an issue like based on one thing. The issue why we had to go to therapy. The issue why we now had to. You understand? The issue that's made us look back at season 1 and say, wow, it's not just talk. You must back it up with, you understand? So
the communication
it was largely because for a long time I was not able to tell you stuff. So if something was getting to me, I don't know how it got there, but it just got to this point where I will now be looking for different strategies. And I'm like, okay, let me try and tell her from this angle. Then when I start talking, once I just see that you're beginning to react, because you know your face is like nylon bag. You just anything, whatever is inside, just come out. So but you know, it caused a big problem for me, because what was not happening was I ended up bottling a lot of things because I am as whatever it is, let's discuss, address, and
talk about it.
So not being able to do that for a very long time
didn't help.
was a massive problem for me. And I think it's how we were able to really resolve that was just understanding how each person communicates, understanding how each person is able to, like, okay, this person needs to address this thing now, so let's find the middle ground. Or this other person doesn't like to address issues until they are calm. So you get that really helped us a lot.
For each individual would vary. So, and I know talking to different couples, I've heard different approaches and styles that they use. There's a couple, or there's a friend I know that they have a chair in their room, and if anybody's upset,
They can sit on
They
the
sit
chair.
on the chair. Once you see the person sitting on the chair, you know it's time to have a very tough conversation
And then you
or
sit down.
a very honest conversation. And another thing I would say is let's all try not to be judgmental. Because, very key, because in interpreting a situation, like I always say, there are always three sides to the story. There's your side, there's the other person's side, and then there's the truth. Now, when the situation is happening, you don't know how that person is reacting to what you are saying because you don't know what that person is going through at that point in time. So, say for example, I'm excited about something that I feel that he should be excited about. I come to him, I say it, and I'm not getting the energy that I'm looking for. You understand? I'm going to read 1,000,001 meanings into it and be like, oh, he's not happy for me, or oh, and then to my mind, I can go to I can go through a rabbit hole very fast. Oh, he's not happy about it. Oh, he's not happy for me. Or maybe when I said it, the tone in which I said it, something, 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 and then I will not get angry for no reason. And what it simply could have been was that he might have just heard bad news and was processing it at the time. So you need to let your spouse feel safe enough to know that whatever I say, it's going to be taken as I am saying it, not with any additional baggage or meaning to it. And please, whatever you guys share in your private spouse space should not be dangled or held over that person because
I think that's the most important.
Yeah, because the person would not feel safe enough or
ever again
free enough to share with you. And you might look at it as nothing, it's not a big deal, but these things always have that ripple effect that makes the cracks in your marriages get wider. So it's happened to us where, like he mentioned, he felt like he could never tell me stuff again because I was either very reactive or I would not just listen. But not knowing that at the time I was going through.
Why is bad one?
Not realizing at the time I was going through my own stuff, not being happy with my own lack of achievements, and just so many things. So we were misinterpreted. The wires were being crossed. So until we had to now speak to a third party that now painted the picture and said, "Okay, guys, have you looked at it like this, like this, like this?" And it has helped us get better in communication and keeping our boundary space safe.
And that third party was actually a therapist.
Yes.
So she was a professional. I'm trying to imagine if we took what was going on and then just went to speak to a random third party. One, if we had gone to speak to family members, it would have turned into a war because my family will probably take your side.
Yeah, my own family will take your side.
You understand? And then that's it. So
Yeah.
BO is being BO
difficult,
again,
yeah.
or Roba is being Roba again,
Yeah.
as opposed to trying
Listening
to
to
really
what was the
understand and
yeah.
you get what I mean. Friends who already have a particular bias or a particular perception of you and your spouse will also probably do the same thing.
Yes.
You understand?
Because they will want to support you or feel like that is their own way of helping.
But being able to talk to a third party, I mean, I think when it comes to boundaries, it doesn't really apply to professionals. So I read this thing somewhere a very long time ago, and I can't remember where, but it was don't lie to your lawyer, don't lie to your doctor, and don't lie to your accountant. It was those three, right?
Yeah.
Your lawyer, your doctor, and accountant, because those are the people that can get you out of whatever you find yourself in. And for me, a doctor is not just someone who checks that you're okay physically. There are doctors for your mind.
Yeah.
There are doctors for your relationship. There are doctors for
different
and being able to
aspects of
speak to those people it makes the difference. And I don't think those kinds of people should be people that you classify as people that you should have boundaries with.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they are objective third parties who are trained to be able to
give objective advice
based on
and help.
Yes,
based on the information that they have.
They have. Saying, seek out professional help does not necessarily negate the place of
family,
responsible older people who can give advice on like basic things. I mean, everybody sort of has something they fear or someone that they
hold
respect enough,
of high
that they
regard,
hold in high esteem enough to listen. So I know for me, it's usually my sister. You usually are able to speak to my sister,
Yeah.
and then she's able to speak to me.
Mhm.
You know, and I don't think there's any point where you've gone to meet my sister and said, "Oh, Roba is blah 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 blah," and then she just tries to defend me or whatever. You know, I don't think that happens. So yes, there's usually a responsible, older,
That
more
person.
mature, more experienced person who can give you perspective
Mhm.
when you speak to them. But I mean,
It doesn't necessarily
it
have to
doesn't.
be someone in the
Yes,
medical field.
yes, it doesn't. But at the same time, I feel like there are some issues that are quite that run deeper than just like vice.
Mhm.
You know, so it gets to a point in if it gets to a point in your relationship where you feel like you're hitting your head against the wall,
Well, and the advices
nobody
are not
nobody seems to be able to nobody
communicate.
seems to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
I think I can't talk to you. I'm trying to talk to you, but you're not hearing me. You're trying to talk to me. Then you talk to other people. Those people get involved, and
And
it
there's
just
not,
seems
it's not
like
helping.
nobody's understanding what's going on.
Then you can
Then
seek
it's important to seek professional help because
yes,
you know that makes a huge
huge
difference.
difference.
Because no matter what it is, people will always come with their baggage. If
Yeah.
you talk to me, I will tell you, I will give you advice
Based on
based on what I know, what
yeah,
I understand,
and what you've experienced.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's very key to note. So there are a couple of things that I think we should also try to draw a line when we talk about addressing issues or talking to your spouse or communicating immediately. Um, Read the room.
Yeah.
There are times when you actually need to read the room. Um, there is a time to speak and there's a time to stay
Listen.
silent. There's a time to extend grace and there's a time when you have to, you know, just get on with it. You might you might be trying to pass a certain message across and that person is not in the frame of mind to
Mind
be
to
able to
listen or
receive
process.
what it is you're saying or being or able to process it. You need to be able to say, okay, I get this. This person is not in this space. But I also feel like if you have really good communication, which everybody should try to, you know, nurture, the person should be able to tell you, you know what, right now is not a good time. I don't want to
Let's
talk
talk
about
about
this.
it.
And then you should be able to walk away from that. Say,
And
okay, this
respect.
person, yes,
Yeah.
respect it. This person is honest enough to tell you right now,
No, I'm
I
not
don't want to talk
ready.
about, I'm not in the frame of mind and I cannot handle it.
Yeah.
You don't go, oh wow, you're never in the frame of mind.
Right.
Why is it that you cannot blah
Every
blah
time I want to
blah
talk about
blah,
it,
and
yeah,
then it just becomes it just
something
goes
else.
out of proportion.
Yeah.
It's important that you understand that everybody has bad days.
Yeah.
Do you get? Everybody has things that they themselves are still trying to process. So if you bring something to me and I'm still processing it, for example, and you come back and you're asking me, you're checking up on that thing because I've not been able to process it fully. I know that I will not be able to give you a
Proper, fine
satisfactory
answer.
answer. Then it just that snowball just becomes
Bigger.
a giant. A small snowball becomes a bigger snowball, doesn't it? It doesn't become something else. And then it just starts rolling all the way downhill.
Yeah.
And then eventually, massive problems. Massive problems down the line. So, yes, basically, I think boundaries are individual.
Yes.
When I say individual, I mean every individual has their own
Has their
boundaries,
boundaries.
but every couple as an individual, two has become one,
Should
has
have
their
their
own
own boundaries.
boundaries as well. And it's important to understand each other's boundaries and
The
to
why.
also be able to respect those particular
Boundaries.
boundaries so
Yeah.
that I mean it's really just about communication, being able to talk, being able to express yourself
Freely with the person.
freely in that relationship. Last thing, are there some things that you think should not even be told?
Told how?
Okay, so for example,
If you
I don't
you
know.
kill someone. I can't tell
That's an
anybody
extreme.
that now.
That's an extreme example.
Okay,
But if you
so-
kill somebody, you tell me.
No, tell you, we say like
No, so I'm thinking
okay,
like
between
yeah, in
couples.
a couple.
No, I don't
like,
think I don't think there's I don't think
What if there's something like you know that I don't know will end the relationship?
we'll end the
Yes,
relationship.
you know how people couples talk about deal breakers. You get, and then there's a
So
deal breaker, and then
yeah, we talk. Oh, because
you tell the
I will
deal
tell the deal breaker because it's better to know it early if it's gonna break it and if I can handle it. Because I think for me, I also try to figure out what are the possible consequences of whatever action I'm about to take. So is it a consequence?
What if you've taken the action?
No, so is it a consequence I can live with?
Okay.
If I can live with it, yes, I will come and tell you that, oh, this, and so I'm not just thinking of one consequence. I'm thinking of multiple. Okay, if I say it, what's the possible reaction? You understand? Okay, if you now react like this, can I take it? Okay, this one I cannot take it. So, okay, maybe I will not say the full truth. Or do you understand? I have.
If you tell it half.
No. So I have that conversation with myself. That actually I weigh each consequence. Okay, so if this is the possible scenario that might most likely happen, will determine how I will say the issue. But I will come and say it because what I've realized is anything you keep in secret grows bigger, bigger and bigger and bigger, and is more likely to cause worse
to have worse consequences
than if you had said. So me, I will talk. That's my own. So I don't think there's anything. Well, it will scatter be. We'll live in peace and harmony. But it will never be said of me that I didn't say what the issue was. Yes.
But I guess it depends, really. It depends.
So if it will scatter, it will just tell me.
There are some things that. So if, for example, you are, God forbid, you have a baby and then you are taking a bath for the baby and then you accidentally drowned the baby on purpose, and then you now. I know that's really dark, but I'm just saying. And then your spouse was not there, and then you now go to the hospital, and then I say, "Oh, the baby have gone," and then both of you are like, "What happened?" And they do not say, "Oh, the baby was accident," and everybody moves on. It's accident. But in your head, you know. Will you tell your spouse
that I purposely?
Yes.
No, I'll first go and see therapy first. Then,
that's a very
if
good
the therapist tell me why I purposely did it was clinically, there's definition to it, then I'll come and say that. So you see, I had this ailment. So
you're looking for excuse, basically.
No, it's not like an excuse.
I'm looking for something to blame it on. Yeah. No, I'm not tell you that just disciple. Like you just. You
won't know.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there you have it.
My case. It's not everything that they will tell you. No matter how much they tell you, that they will tell you. But guys, as much as possible, try to keep those boundaries intact. Understand that both of you are one.
Yeah.
As much as possible.
You're
as is humanly possible.
Same bubble.
You're in the same bubble. You're in the same boat.
Against the rest of the world.
Yeah, just let it all out.
And on
Read the room or let it all out. You know.
And on that note, I hope we've been able to share stuff that is actually impactful to you and that makes some form of sense in our own little crazy world. Yeah. So stay tuned for our games, and we'll see you on another episode of Love and Everything in Between podcast.
Yes.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have anything to add to what we've said, drop it in the comment section.
Catch you guys later.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's that time again where we get to do the challenge. And in this one, it's kind of like a twisted form of X and O. See those 3 cups and those 3 plates? We need to line them up in a row here. So whoever does that first is the winner. Yes? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's do this. Round 1.
Is there like a timer?
Oh, is there a timer? No, there's no timer. It's just the first.
There's no timer?
Yeah. It's just the first one. So, who's going to...
Where's the starting point? Are we walking there?
No, we start here.
From here on?
Okay, from somewhere. Okay, we here.
Okay.
Okay, we here. So... Do
you want to explain it?
I should do it again? Okay. So, we're gonna... Just the explanation.
Like, just do from the top again.
Okay. It's that time again where we get to challenge each other. So, in this one, it's the first person to make a row of 3 on this nice piece of cardboard here. It's like a weird version of X and O. So we have the 3 cups, 3 plates. Whoever lines them up first is the winner. Yes? So I'm going to do this with a handicap. I'm going to do it on one leg. Just so that it's fair. It's the look for me like as if, oh, you're feeling like a bad guy. Go ahead now, I'll show you. Yeah, let's do this. I'll do it on 2 legs.
2, 1, go. Go!
There's no friction.
There's no
Why is
friction.
it sliding?
There's no friction for me. When I'm
Are
trying
you
to
not the
slow.
same crocs that we're wearing?
Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm running. So when I get here, I'm trying to stop.
So are we starting again?
Let's do it again. I'm trying to slow down. No, I don't need the introduction. No, we'll just do 3, 2, 1. It's fine. If I do my socks, is it less? No, not worse. Okay.
Okay, so let's go. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
Like I said, it's not really a fair game. It's good cardio though. Like really good cardio.
No.
Huh? Yeah, we can. Do you want to? No, she doesn't. Huh? I'll slide down for lobby over the table. So, okay, stand out.
So thank you for watching this episode, and we'll see you next episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys.
Later.
Based on what we've been through and how our relationship has grown, yes, tough conversations need to be had.
yeah.
Oh God.
Tough
Wow.
conversations need to be had.
Hard,
Going, baby.
hard, yes.